Madison College Building Construction, Week 4, Problem 7. This is a pretty simple problem. In fact, I'm not really sure why they gave this at this point in the packet, because you've solved things that are much more difficult than this. But essentially, they're just looking for a magnitude and a direction of the resultant couple. So a couple just means like two forces working in tandem to create a moment. You could think of it as an action and a reaction pair that are not axial to each other. They're not directly opposed, which means that they create a moment. So basically, you're just trying to figure out what's the moment created around this center point of this circle. Well, why don't we number each of these just so that we keep them straight. So I'll call that force 1, this is force 2, force 3, and force 4. Well, we know that the sum of all of the moments is going to equal the moments from each of these. And one of the things that will become apparent is that this is not in static equilibrium. In fact, given this series of moments, this object would be rotating because there are no counteracting moments. So we don't set this equal to 0 in this case. So let's look at the moment generated by force 1. Well, force 1 is 60 pounds times a distance of 2.5 feet. Moment 2 is 40 pounds times, again, a distance of 2.5 feet. Moment 3 is a 60-pound force times a distance of 2.5 feet. And moment 4 is a 40-pound force times a distance of 2.5 feet. Doesn't get much simpler than this. Well, let's just calculate each of these. So moment 1 is 60 times 2.5. Well, 2 times 60 is 120, and then half of 60 is 30. So this is 150 foot-pounds. 40 times 2.5. Well, 40 times 2 is 80, plus half of 40 is 20 more. That's 100 foot-pounds. And then we have another 60-pound moment, or 60-pound force. So again, it's going to generate, it's at the same distance, 150 foot-pounds. And the last one, moment 4, has got a 40-pound force at a distance of 2.5 feet. So again, it's 100 foot-pounds. So the sum of all the moments equals 150 plus 100 plus 150 plus 100. Well, 150 and 150 is 300, 400, 500 foot-pounds. Now the only remaining question is, by convention, is the sign correct? In other words, these forces are generating a counterclockwise rotation. And so if you think about the Cartesian plane, this is how Descartes set it up. He said 0 degrees was here, and counterclockwise was a positive rotation. So yes, it is a positive 500 foot-pounds. And for some of these, this may be somewhat obvious, like for moment 2, the distance, this is a positive move in the y direction,